We should not have no anti-Semitism law or black Semitism law or white Semitism law or Mexican Semitism law or Japan. Yesterday it was reported that there was a shooting at a Jewish church and in New Jersey, I believe. And for a while, they didn't announce the race of the person. Like they would right away. If a white person did it, right away you would know it's white. And they would call it white supremacists killed the Jews, right? But they didn't mention the race of the shooter or that shooter. And so I was wondering, oh, it must be black. I'm just wondering to myself, is it black? The reason they're not saying it must be a black shooter. Must be black. But if it were white, we would know right away, right? Lo and behold, because they were, if it had been Mexican or white or, it would have been out there. Lo and behold, it is being reported that it was done by black Israelites, these black people who think they are the Jews, that they're the real ones, the chosen ones. And I'm doing my air thing, quote unquote air thing. And I'm like, yeah, I knew it. If it's true that it's a black Israelite, I just knew it had to be black. Or at least they thought it was black because they didn't show the person. So it's been said, I don't know if it's true or not, that it's black Israelite. This is from CBS New York. Suspect in Jersey City shootout identified. The suspects, more than one, are identified as David Anderson and Francine Graham, and believed to be members of the Black Israelite. Here's the soundbite.
Calming, candles and song, so stark a contrast to the echoes of yesterday. 4 innocent people were killed in Jersey City yesterday, along with 2 gunmen in a wild, hours-long gun battle with police. In video circulating online, which police confirm is part of the investigation, you see a man exit a van and start shooting into a kosher grocery store on Martin Luther King Drive. The kosher grocery store, with mostly Jewish customers and workers, was not a random target. A larger investigation into what motivated a man and his girlfriend to 4, maybe 5 murders is the subject of some debate tonight.
Amazing. Oh, it's a man and a woman who's been accused. So that's why the name was Francine. I wonder why was a man named Francine. Or we do have drag queens, They look like, the man looked like those foreign kind of people. Let me see the man again. Does he look like one of those, he looked like one of those where Elian Omar come from?
Somalian?
Yeah, he looked like a Somalian or that kind of person.
Right.
He doesn't
not from here.
Right, he doesn't look like a normal American.
Right.
Like a real black. So here's the motive of the shooters in an ongoing debate.
Much was made today over whether this was a hate crime, an anti-Semitic attack. The state attorney general says he's not sure.
We're standing in front of you telling you that we are conducting additional investigation before we reach any conclusions as to what the motivations were.
The mayor of Jersey City, though, is sure.
There is no question that this is a hate crime, and anti-Semitism should be called out aggressively and firmly, immediately, for what it is.
The mayor looked like one of those Allahu Akbar people. He ain't gonna say yes to that. All crimes are hate crime. Why else would you commit a crime? You don't commit love crimes, because even when women kill men and men kill women over relationships with one another, that's a hate crime. They hate one another. Well, why we got our attorney general looking like an Allahu Akbar person?
I know.
They don't like the Jews anyway. Amazing. Here is the shooter have been identified as members of the Black Hebrew Hebrew Israelites.
Again, there were two shooters, a man and a woman. The man is a known member of a group called the Black Hebrew Israelite Movement. That group is known to be hostile to Jews.
Investigators are diving into the background of the suspects, 47-year-old David Anderson and 50-year-old Francine Graham. They're also examining their social media.
We know that they posted favorable sentiment on social media towards anti-Semitic groups.
What Francine doing out there with a gun?
And she big too, so it,
I'm telling you, they should have made Francine, you gotta stay home. What is Francine doing out there? 50 years old. And here is the both were, that's not how you spell both. I'm black, but I ain't that black. But that's not both. Oh, typo? Okay. Sure, blame it on the typewriter. Both were wanted in a previous crime.
Both were wanted in connection with the weekend murder of Michael Rumberger, a livery driver in Bayonne. In fact, that may be why Detective Joseph Seals confronted them. They shot and killed him in Bayview Cemetery. Minutes later, it's believed they drove a mile to the kosher store and began the rampage, killing 3 innocent people: the store owner's wife, a customer, and a worker. A pain with a piercing ripple effect through the entire tri-state Jewish community.
That's amazing. That's evil, and that's the world. At work, that's what the world looked like. That's the Old Testament, folks. Now, here's what I want to comment on. This is from NBC. Trump signs executive order targeting college anti-Semitism and Israel boycott.
As we gather this afternoon, our thoughts turn to the grieving families in New Jersey. Yesterday, 2 wicked murderers opened fire at a kosher supermarket and killed 4 innocent souls, including a brave police officer who faced down the shooter and very bravely faced the shooter down. So this is a very powerful document that we're signing today.
Amazing. So here's my question. It could be me, really. I could be wrong. It's a question. In America, how come we have separate laws for groups of people? When I was growing up, when you broke the law, no matter what color you were or what race or whatever, you broke the law. You're going to jail. And you're going to do the time according to the crime and the law, right? Why we got to have a Jew law, black law, Mexican law, and call them hate crime? All crimes are hate crime. Why? Why don't we make America whole again instead of these separate? Now we have to have the Jewish people represent the Jewish people in government. We got to have the white people representing the white people in government, even though they don't do a good job of it at all. Why can't we just have people represent American people? Where's the wholeness of that? It was like that when I was growing up. It didn't matter the race or the color. You voted for the man or the woman you thought was best. Well, at the time, the man you thought was best. And another thing, this is what I really want to know. I could be wrong. I'm black and slow. So I could be not just seeing it. Why do we have hate crime laws for everybody but white people? You can kill white people and get away with it. Oh, we got to see if that's a hate crime. We got to investigate to see if it's a hate crime, right? But let a white person kill someone, automatically it's a hate crime. Or is it just me? Maybe I'm just missing something here. I'm black and slow. Why the double standard in the white folks' own country? I'm just saying, why? Why do we let this happen in this country? Oh, I know. White people gave in. They stopped speaking up. They stopped protesting. They became okay, the okie doke. And now they're paying the price for it. The men who are waking up, you need to take back your government by running for office, get it voted in, and run with the truth. Be honest, don't hate. You can win. We should not have no anti-Semitism law or black Semitism law or white Semitism law or Mexican Semitism law or Japanese. We should just have laws to control the lawless. Trump's daughter Ivanka and son-in-law Jared Kushner have been pressing him on anti-Semitism in college campuses for the last 3 years. But he shouldn't fall for it. A law, you break this law, you go kill somebody, it doesn't matter who they are. You're going to jail. And if you get caught in the round of fire, you dead.
Hey, Jesse, how's it going?
All is well, Alex. How you?
I am doing fine, sir. I just would like you to imagine, if you imagine, let's say a Democratic president signing an executive order saying that if you criticize the Allahu Akbar people or Saudi Arabia, let's say, on a college campus, they'll withdraw your federal funding. No one would stand up for that.
So is this new law, are you saying that this new bill that the president just signed, is it saying that you can't even criticize, you can't disagree? Let me bring James in to help, because I'm black and slow, and I know a lot of people don't like the Jews, and so you guys may be saying things that I don't understand. I just know that I'm just saying we need to have laws that protect all of us the same in America, and no one has a right to take away your freedom of speech. The executive order, this is James from the Hake Report. The executive order is against, you say, pro-BDS stuff. What does that mean?
So BDS is a movement of people that want to boycott, divest, and sanction against Israel. Especially, usually it's regarding their involvement in, like, colonizing the Palestinians area. And, you know, the Palestinians and Jews and Israel are fighting over the land.
Right.
They're complaining over the land. And so these pro-Palestinian groups, and then there are some whites, I think, who are supportive of this, want to boycott, divest, and sanction against Israel. And I don't even understand, like, how do these colleges even support Israel? I'm confused about that. But they're part of that stuff.
So the president order says that you cannot divest.
Yeah, boycott, divest, and sanctions, BDS.
And sanction against Israel.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people out there who want to do those things.
Right.
The people who hate the Jews, the Palestinians, others want you not to invest in Israel.
Yeah.
Not to play with them at all.
Right.
Oh, and so the bill was preventing that from happening.
That was one of the things.
Well, that's a good thing.
That was included in the anti-Semitism thing.
Is that a good thing? But because Israel is our friend, we can't turn our backs on our friends.
Right.
So Jesse.
But Alice is saying that it's against
even criticizing. Jews.
Alice is saying that
because
the bill is saying that you can't even disagree with the Jews.
Well, I don't know who is you, because they're talking about college campuses, right?
Right.
So if individual students complain, they cannot form a club that's funded by the school, maybe, and complain.
Oh.
They can't form a club that complains. But he is right. He is right, because there is this broad definition of so-called anti-Semitism, and it cites this Holocaust remembrance group, and they cite examples of anti-Semitism that, to me, is not hate against the Jews. It's just saying stuff. It's just making stereotypes and things like that, or criticizing, or accusing them of overplaying up the Holocaust or something like that. Stuff that
so they don't want them even saying that.
True.
Are you saying that they can't say it, whether it's true or not? And I don't know if it's true or not, but are you saying that the laws say you cannot even say it?
The executive order defines refers to the definition of anti-Semitism as those things.
Oh, how about there are so many liberal Jews who are just like all the other liberals.
There's a bunch of liberal Jews who don't like this.
Liberal Christians and everybody. They don't like this bill.
Right.
Why not?
Because they say, oh, it sides with the conservative, the right-wing Jew definition of anti-Semitism.
Oh, so the
which
liberal
links
Jews.
BDS, the boycott, divestment, sanctions against Israel.
Which what?
Boycott, divestment, and sanctions against Israel.
Right.
And they're complaining that it limits free speech. As if the liberals care about free speech.
I
right?
know.
But
so there are liberal Jews who don't like conservative Jews, and conservative Jews who don't like the liberal Jews.
right.
So everybody don't like somebody. We cannot and should not go against Israel, right? Because over in that part of the world, Israel is our friend, and we need them to stay friendly. Also, as I said yesterday, if it wasn't for Judaism, there would be no Christianity. So I'm just grateful for that. Shouldn't we try to stay friends with them?
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and address that both in two parts. Number one would be, I would ask
Are you a
and all
Christian?
of your-
Are you a Christian?
I am a Christian.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I would like to ask you and all of your viewers to look at the Middle East relationships that the U.S. had prior to World War II. These so-called countries that are terrorist countries, XYZ countries, are really only our enemies because of our support of Israel. And you can look at the fatwa that was released by Al-Qaeda, Osama bin Laden.
But that's not a
said
reason
it.
now for us not to support Israel, just because the Allah people don't like it. They don't like
No,
you.
I'm saying
As
they
a
don't like-
Christian, they will kill you as quickly as they would a Jew.
Okay, so then I'll address your second part.
Let me
I'll
ask you
address
this.
the
I
second
just
part
got
that
a
you mentioned.
notice from someone who says divesting in Israel, but divesting in Israel hurts their economy and make them unable to defend and protect their country against the Muslim. This movement
Jesse,
is
that's the
led
point of
by
the protest.
radical. This movement is led by radical leftists. Is that true?
The BDS movement, I mean, yeah, I'm sure it is led by radical leftists, but I think saying that diverts away from really the meat of the issue, which is our rights being taken away. And I wanna
How
make a
is
point.
your right? What type of right being taken away from you?
If from me, my First Amendment right to buy and sell or purchase products from a country in which I choose. If I decide that I don't want to buy products from a certain place, it's not racism. If I don't want to buy baguettes from France, I don't hate French people or the French nation.
I'm being told the extreme far left and some on the extreme far right have one thing in common. They hate Israel. Is that true, Dave?
Yeah, I would say so.
But we can't go along with hate people because they'll turn on you. We should never, ever agree with people who are angry because those very same people are like you until you disagree. They'll turn on you. And so if they're angry like that, we can't agree with that at all. I mean, I don't. You do what you want. Because they're not right. Because if they were right, they would point out what's wrong but not be angry about it.
His point is that this is a bad solution to it because it could be abused to infringe on normal people's free speech rights.
And I don't like that part.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody messing with whether you like what I say or not, whether you consider it hate speech or not, because you're hateful for disagreeing, right? Don't interfere with my freedom of speech. I don't like that part.
Yeah.
But I do want to support Israel. I don't care what nobody say. So the Bible go-to guys just text me, and he said, Israel is America in the sense that we share close religious bonds. We do bond. So eventually, even if there wasn't an Israel, these people would be coming against us. That's right. They are Muslim. Do they have you confused too?
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused.
Well,
I haven't been able to actually read the actual thing. But to be honest, I don't really care. It doesn't actually affect me, and I don't think it actually affects Alex in that none of us are going to college or teaching at college or starting clubs at college campuses. But
Alex sounded like he was agreeing with the liberals about the sanction of Israel or something.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't ever agree with the liberals about anything. Because liberals are children of Satan.
Yeah,
they have a hidden agenda.
Right.
Just because, but I noticed that the people, as my Ernest just said, when the people, like the far right hate the Jews and the far left hate the Jews, so now the far right going to agree with the far left, right? But then the far left will turn on the far right.
Yeah.
And call them white supremacists and stuff.
Yeah, they're worse than the other people.
What? That's why you can't be agreeing with these people. You cannot agree with angry people. Never agree with angry people. How will we ever be free, I mean, as one nation under God, if we keep having certain laws or rules for different groups of people? All that does is divide.